Yo, what's going on, everyone? Hayden here, and I'm coming at you with
Ariel,
one of my killer students here, crushing. How much you making, man?
about 80 grand in 3 weeks ever since I took your course.
And you got 3 months.
Or 3 months, my bad.
3 months. We got a good video coming at you. He's here in LA, and we linked up. Swing through. Gonna go through, talk about his story, what he's been doing, what's working, what made things change, and as you guys already found out, how much he's been making. So, give us a quick rundown. So you jumped in the course 3 months ago. What were you doing before that?
Before that, I was just like a college student, basically. I mean, when I jumped in your course, it was like time period between Christmas and New Year's. So like I didn't really have anything to do. It's like I was still at home, so I had some money in the bank, so I might as well buy your course. You gave a little discount to like the people in your test group, because I was part of your test group.
Oh yeah.
So I got that $500. I got it for $500, and I over the 1,000. As being in the test group. So I was like, screw it. So I tried it out. Just blasted through the course. I think we rebutted a couple times, talked through the DMs, and then like I just picked the product out and everything. I never did a general store. Never did. I just picked out products. I know that's like pretty bad. Some people say that's bad, but I went straight into the niche. Basically, I just saw a product being posted over and over again on the same page or different pages.
On Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram. And multiple stores had that product. So I just took it and branded it in a little way in a different audience and went to the same exact influencers and even better ones too. And 3 months later, we're at 80K with influencers.
So you took a product that you already saw working and just improved upon it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they did all the work for me. I mean, why not do the same thing and just make it better? I mean,
build a brand versus building a store.
Yeah, I built a brand, and I took that main product. And that's not even the main product at this point. From there, I just had that product, and I just tested new products, added new products into the store. And then next thing you know, another product did better than that. Has to this day, in 3 months, it has about, I think, under 2,000 sales with that one product alone. And over time, with all these products that are, quote, winning, I can build a brand around that and have, possibly, hypothetically, if I wanted to, 6-figure, 7-figure plus exit if I wanted, because it's an asset, not just a store. If that makes
Exactly,
sense.
a brand versus a store. That's huge. Now, you don't have to reveal the product or exactly what pages you're doing it on, but like, how'd you go about selling the products? You found it on Instagram pages. What was your strategy for marketing?
What do you mean in?
Like, how are you selling the product? What are you doing primarily?
I did a retail offer. All of it's retail offers, if that's what you mean.
Okay. Yeah, through Instagram influencers,
yeah, through
Facebook.
Yeah, both influencers and on Facebook. I get asked this a lot. Like even people hit me up to this day. I never done free plus shipping in my whole entire life.
Interesting.
Like never done.
Not one offer.
Not once. Everything's been
you should try it.
I should try it. I should. But I never done free plus shipping in my life. I know a lot in the Facebook group that that comes with the course. People say, "Have you done Facebook? Have you did free plus shipping on Facebook or Instagram?" I said no. I never done it. Everything's pretty much a retail offer. You brand it better. Yeah, it's a little bit more work up front, but you get that extra margin, which is great off each sale. So it's. You're going to be making more, even though if you're doing the same volume, you're still making more. But pretty much everything is a 25% discount. And for me, I do like the swipe feature on Instagram. So I have like so how I do my ads is like, it's not just one product I'm promoting. I know like everyone does one product, but it's like, I'm more promoting the store than the product, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So he's trying to build the brand, and you're able to sell it. Like a lot of people doing free plus shipping, and this is why it works so well. They just have a store with a hot product. Mm-hmm. You can make a lot of money doing that. That's what a lot of people do. But you can charge a retail offer and get a really good amount of sales and actually make more than a free plus shipping, even though with that you'll bring in more customers because you have a brand. Mm-hmm. So you can really mark up a product and people believe it.
Yeah. I even have some of my competitors do free plus shipping with some of my actual products. I don't know what they're doing, their numbers obviously, but I have seen it been done with my products. I just never done it. I just feel like it might dilute the brand in a way. And not that it will, but I just didn't want to take.
If everybody's doing it, you don't want to do it.
Yeah. So I just took it. I took it a step further and just did a retail offer, and marked it up even like I believe it was $15. I mark up my products a little bit more throughout time because, I mean, you just split test. I mean, if you can get away with more, just split test it, and if you get a lower conversion rate, you just switch it back. I mean, it's just.
Now I know a lot of people struggle with that. Like, let's say someone's making money. At what point do they raise the price? Like, what did you see? How were you increasing the prices on your products? Like, how fast was it? Once a month or?
I would say about one. I wouldn't say once a month. I would say like when you run a couple ads and it's not working. So not necessarily time, but like when you're driving traffic to it and it's the amount of traffic you're driving.
So it depends on how fast you're running the shout outs or Facebook ads.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and so you were doing Instagram primarily for the first few months. Now scaling that with data on Facebook. Actually, fun fact, I plugged him into one of my ads teams, and now he's just getting that scaled with a lookalike audience, which is good because then hopefully you can remove your time and then go build another store and do the same thing.
Yep.
So being able to build a brand with that. Now, were you drop shipping before you got in the course? Do you have any experience with e-commerce? Like, what's your story behind that?
I never done drop shipping before. I did watch your videos for about like 2-3 months back when you were in Minnesota before like you lived out here. So I did watch your course. Like I wasn't even subscribed until like maybe I want to say November-ish. So I was watching your course like, as someone just looking and all that, and you Seabass, Bedoya were like two people I looked at. Tanner Plains, for example, you three were like pretty much the main core. But yeah, I was just looking into dropshipping, but I never did it. But before dropshipping, I did have, just to know, for people getting to their first online venture, I was in Shopify for about roughly a year and a half, year-ish. About a year and a half before I did dropshipping. Because what I did before this is that I took some products and I branded it with my own, more like an apparel line, and have everything in-house, and I
pretty much ordered the inventory, like the specific stuff, you had to ship it out.
Yeah, pretty much. It was time consuming. Customer service I did myself. No team. It was me and my partner, but no outsourced team. We spent a lot on photography. That was one thing that we spent a lot on. Thaddeus talks about that.
Do you order your products now and take pictures of it?
I do. Yeah, I do. And I also do have another e-commerce brand that I do run as well outside of dropshipping.
Okay.
So I have that brand that I sold off that I started before dropshipping, but I have another one as well.
Okay. And so how is that going with the whole like ordering the products and stuff before you actually got into the dropshipping end of things?
It's like, it was time consuming.
Were you making any money with it, like any sales or?
I would say I was making some sales, but with that, you're going to need personal pages because it's an actual brand, if that makes sense.
You need to pay like personal brand Instagram influencers.
Yeah, because like these are people, because like theme accounts, you can get away with it, but the way that things like Nike's not going to pay a theme account, but they will pay Odell Beckham millions of dollars to promote or have that. So that's the approach that you want. If you're going to build those type of brands, you're going to need some capital to really do that, because it's not like a dropshipping store where you just take something, mark it up, you do some ads. But when you're doing we can take like this bag, for example, that's here, and we can put it on a theme page, but it wouldn't really mean anything. Well, for me at least, this is my views. I'm putting I try to keep my views out of it, but when you take branded products, I would say not necessarily branding a store, but branded products, you're going to need people with personal brands to really scale
to be able to sell that.
Yeah, that's just with my experience. It could be different for you, like you say all the time in your videos.
No, personal brands are huge. They're going to cost you more, but I think that the difference between having a page versus someone's actual face connected to an account and that audience, you're going to get a lot deeper of a relationship.
Yeah.
So you're basically tapping into the trust and the relationship that already exists.
And on top of that, it brings in the longevity of having that personal face on top of that.
100%.
We talked about a big model with 3 million followers a couple minutes ago that I did a shout out on for about a couple grand in it.
How much you pay for that shot? You don't have to say the page. Don't say the page or the niche, but how much did you pay? Was that your most expensive one?
Yeah, it's my most expensive one, about 32 grand.
Or 3,200.
Or 3,200. Sorry, I've been up all night doing influencers and all that. I was like I told Hayden a couple minutes ago. I was up all night till like 3 o'clock talking to his Facebook team, because we were just talking about. Like we talked about
grinding.
this. Yeah, we were just talking about Facebook and influencers and SMMA, because they own their own agency, so they were giving me advice, like free advice, and I'm thankful for that. But yeah, we were up to like 3 o'clock just for reference.
But yeah, I was up to like right around 3 as well.
Yeah, but about 3,200 was my biggest shout out.
Dropping money on that, but you don't just go in with a brand new store unless you're already experienced and start with the $3,200 shop.
Yeah,
build up to it.
I had like so many 50. You can see my PayPal. I had like 50, 50, 50, 50, and then you see a 3,200. And then like it took me like 2 weeks just to like, okay, I'm gonna do it. It took me 2 weeks. So I rebutted with that influencer for about 2 weeks before I actually did it.
Did you negotiate lower? Did she come at you with a higher price at all?
I started at $3,500, so I brought it down like $300. So it's at least something.
Yeah, it's $300.
Yeah.
And so, how'd you actually get in touch with that influencer? I know a lot of people have talked about it with like influencers and whatnot. A lot of people are struggling to get in touch with an influencer, especially one with many millions of followers.
Yeah, especially one that's personal face.
A personal brand, they get even more.
So I just emailed emailed her from her Instagram. Like the email you press
the email
down.
button.
Yeah, email button.
Yeah.
and I just sent an email one day. I was a college student. I'm still in college. So I remember right before class, I just sent an email real quick. Hey, I don't remember the context, but it's somewhere along these lines. Like, hey, do you want to do a photo shoot? Because I had some money, not in like racks, but like I had some money. So I was like, hey, do you want to do a photo shoot? And you can have my brand on it. Yada yada yada, around those lines. And also, are you open to Instagram posts on your Instagram? So I do that. Very next morning, I get a email back. I was like, whoa, what the heck? So she hit me back. She said, oh, I'm not doing photo shoots at the moment. She was working with a big brand. I'm pretty sure we can talk about this. But she was working with a big brand. All you guys know her. This brand is doing about like $2 million a day. But she was like, oh, I'm kind of busy with photo shoots, so I can't do that and book with that. But I can take your product. If you send it to my house, I can take a picture of it, me in it, and post it on my Instagram, tag you in the photo and caption, for this rate, which was that rate.
So you did a post on the page. Did you do a story post as well, link in bio?
No link in bio, no anything. It was just a tag in the photo and in the caption.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of money.
There was it was like 2 words. It was like, how like those...
it was super short caption?
Yeah, it was like super short caption. It was like, how like people do like those motivational quotes type thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, what... Yeah. It was like one of those, and then...
Said that and then tagged you.
Yeah, tagged me, basically. So it was pretty simple. So
yeah, and how long did they leave it up for?
About a month and a half. When she took it down, I was kind of pissed, to be honest.
Oh, was it supposed to be a permanent?
No, it wasn't a permanent. We didn't discuss that. But like...
Interesting.
But like, it was still bringing me like 1 or 2 sales a day, like a month after. So I was kind of burnt. But like, I recuperated the cash, but I thought it was gonna be permanent because there's these bigger brands she's promoting, and she kept them on forever, and then she took mine down. Maybe because I was a smaller fish in the pond.
But a month later, the post is pretty much dead.
Yeah, pretty much dead.
Interesting.
Actually, my partner in my previous brand, we talked about.
Yeah.
She actually has her number, so I can always get in contact with her if I wanted to. It's just that I'm not gonna drop $3,000 to like.
And so was that a very successful shout out? Like, you don't have to say exact numbers, but you paid $3,200. Did that make you any money back?
I did recuperate the cash, but it wasn't like I was getting like a 5x ROI on $3,500. It was honestly, how I look at it, it wasn't mainly a monetary ROI. It was like a social ROI, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you built the connection there. Mm-hmm. And one thing a lot of people don't look at is, even if you pay, let's say $100 for a shout out and you only make $100 back, let's say you were doing a $10 offer, you got 10 sales. Mm-hmm. Okay, but you're still overall at a break even or a slight loss. Look at the positive. It's a big positive now when we're just shifting with Shopify more into building brands instead of stores. You now have 10 people on your email list who have already bought from you, a current customer base, that audience that already exists. So they trust you.
And on top of that, if you're building a brand and you direct them to your Instagram, you can and they follow you, you can retarget those people with posts anytime.
Exactly.
And so, even though they never bought from you, they will always see you, like, as long as they still follow you. So there's always retargeting by just posting on Instagram or
free.
Free
traffic back in there.
Free traffic, because Instagram has, compared to Facebook, Instagram has pretty good, not the best, but like it has pretty good organic traffic for the most part.
Yeah.
In terms of, because like with Facebook, only 5% of the people that follow that page see it. But on Instagram, as long as like, you post at a good time, most people are going to see it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say is 1 or 2 tips you could give to a beginner, someone who's not making any money with e-commerce right now? Just maybe mistakes you made, things you would have done differently, done faster, not done at all. What are a couple of those things that would look like? Put you on the spot here for.
Man, this is hard.
I'm sure that there's so many mistakes.
Yeah, there's so many
mistakes, but
I think one thing, and I'm not saying this because you're here, but like, buy a course. Because let me go.
I like how I said buy a course.
Yeah, buy a course. I'm not saying buy Hayden's course. Well, always plug though. But here's the thing. Imagine you take 2 people, and like, I got this from a book I read. I kept reading books like after I made like quote money. Like I just got into like better habits.
Keep reading, yeah.
Yeah. So I think, okay, let's do that. Like I think one thing when you start making money, like get into good habits. Like good habits go like a long way. I mean, for simple things from reading every day to like. For me, like I played Fortnite like all night. So like and then like once I started making money, like I stopped playing Fortnite. I stopped, really going out. Like I still go out, I still have a good time, but like I just like limited it. So like I just basically build good habits that really just evolve you as a person.
It'll propel you to more success. It's interesting because a lot of people see, once they're starting to make money, they're like, oh, now I can chill. Now I can spend money partying, partying harder, or travel or whatever. But in reality, that's when you got to double down and really just focus on what's already working.
Yeah, and on top of that, I had to cut off some friends because they're telling me, hey, you want to go out? You want to play Fortnite all night? This and that. High school friends, college friends.
Fortnite life.
yeah, pretty much. And I was like, I have to cut you out. Like, I don't want to be like that, but like,
just spend less and less time.
Yeah.
You got to remove yourself from that.
And second, I would say buy a course because you don't know what you don't know, if that makes sense. Like, you can watch Hayden's YouTube videos, you can watch Tanner, whoever it is, YouTube videos, but like, you're just gonna be at a severe disadvantage. I mean, you just don't know what you don't know. I mean, I can go on and on about this. Like, it's.
And do you think someone can figure it out on their own? Like, because I personally believe that you can. It's just going to take you a lot more time and a lot more money.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people test and they're like, oh, I'll just go figure out Facebook ads on my own. That was me for my first 4 months before I got any solid piece of information. I spent a lot more money in those 4 months trying to test, especially when I didn't have money. I was spending money that I barely had. And then when it came to actually getting the right information, then it went faster after that. So
this is another entrepreneur. I watch a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of like podcasts and everything. One thing I learned from this guy named Eman, I'm pretty sure you know him.
Yeah.
Eman Gotzi, whatever. He says, buy success, which for some people it doesn't make sense. And what that really means is that what it translates to is that just buy a course. Like you're basically buying the blueprint. And I remember going on to one of your lives and like a few people was like, oh, scam, give me a refund for my you see it all the time.
I had one person on a live say like, he didn't give me a refund. I look and they're not even in the course.
Yeah.
People just say what they want to say. That's fine.
And like, it's like E-Man says, like, you can't guarantee success, but I can guarantee you I'll give you the blueprint. I can guarantee you what I did to get to this point. It's just up to that person. Like, we don't know if you're lazy or you're going to do it or not. It's really up to you. I mean, I have friends in the course who are, 3 months later, that we linked up and everything, they're
not where you are.
Yeah, they're not where I'm at. And then I have another friend, Emma, the photographer, and and them, and they're I'm kind of guiding them and everything, and they're pretty I don't want to say like racking out, but they're doing some good money too. And it's really what you put in and like what you invest. Basically, what people look at a course, I can't even stress this enough. Like, people look at a course and it's like it's like it's gone. Like, people are so like, let's just put this at this. People are so quick to buy liabilities like a car or Louis V, Gucci, this and that. But when it comes down to like buying a course, investing in yourself,
something
education,
boring.
Yeah, something not necessarily sexy. Yeah. Like, people like shiver down. People get scared. People say, "Am I going to see this back or whatever?"
They're skeptical.
Yeah, they're skeptical.
That's okay.
But when it comes to liabilities, they're racking out. But when it comes to like investing in themselves, that's something that can be an asset, and they can use the asset to buy that, and they still have this asset producing the money. People shiver down, and that course is one of those assets. And if you don't have that asset, if you want to straight up working the 9 to 5 and not invest in yourself, I'm not saying that not buying a course is going to result in that. But again, you're just at a disadvantage over people who have got the course, have got the knowledge.
Yeah, and you might figure it out, but it's going to take more time.
Yeah.
It's like going to college. Just because you go to college nowadays doesn't mean you're going to get a job. Doesn't mean you're going to learn as much as the last person who did the same exact degree in same school. Doesn't mean you're going to make as much or more as the same person who did the same exact degree, same school. So, it just depends on what you put in.
Yeah. It's pretty much what it is. It's what you put in and what you invest. And, don't put a monetary value on it. I mean, yeah, $1,000 is a lot for people. But like, it's worth what I made so far, if that makes sense.
Exactly. It's worth up to 80 grand.
Yeah, 80 grand, yeah. Not including Facebook. We're barely ramping up Facebook.
Facebook's going to push you to 6 figures a month.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you're able to do, I always like to say this, if you're able to do $1,000 with influencers, you can do at least 3 to 5 times that with Facebook.
Yeah.
Because with influencers, you cannot possibly tap the full audience potential. You just can't reach it because those people just aren't on the page.
Yeah.
That's where direct paid ads come in, where you can target and just be more specific.
Because with influencers, you only it's only for that certain amount of time. They take it down and it's gone. With paid ads, it's like it's only ran when they're on, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
So
there's so much more stuff you can do.
Yeah,
there's a lot of money to be made with Ecom, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming on here.
Thank you.
There's hella money.
Hella money
To be made. You guys, if you did enjoy the video, I'd appreciate it if you drop a like down below. Go follow him. I'll throw his Instagram up on the screen if I figure out how to do that. I suck at editing. But if you guys aren't subscribed yet, hit that nice thing and subscribe button down below. I'm going to put it over here in the corner. Other than that, we appreciate you guys paying attention throughout the video. See you in the next one.
See you next one.
Yo, real quick, you guys, I do apologize for the background noise, but I want more students like Ariel. You see his mindset, you see what made it work for him, why he's different. He put in the work. And honestly, to see $80,000 within the first 3 months, it's not that special between 3 months. It's just the fact that it's his first 3 months. That's huge. He had a little bit of exposure to the e-commerce industry, just like by himself with some other private labeling stuff beforehand for about a year. But being able to come in and dominate that industry like that and now being able to scale it, I guarantee you he's gonna be at 6 figures a month in no time with Facebook the way we're structuring it. So I want more students like him. If you think you have what it takes, I dropped the price from the course down from $1,000 to the original test group price that Ariel got in at only $497. So if you hit the link down below, you can get full access to that right now for the discounted price. Let me know once you're inside of there, drop a comment, and I'm gonna make sure you get approved into the private mastermind group where we are doing live streams every single week. We went through the last week as I'm recording this, went through and showed people exactly what process they need to be using from zero with Facebook to build pixel data and start scaling it. So many people are already implementing that. That's just a little of the stuff we talk about every single week. So if you want access to that to get you start crushing it with Ecom in 2018 to take advantage of this wave, hit the link down below. I'm gonna see you on the inside.